Okay, no problem.
Let me hop in, David.
Oh yeah, go ahead, J. Michael.
Hey, Justin, you guys seem to handle the pressure. I think back to when you guys played in Charlotte the first time last year and you broke under the pressure. Looks like you guys handled their pressure really well, especially in the fourth quarter, and was able to break the game open. What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing, personally, I was worried about was what we were going to do in the defensive end. Um, when you already have the lead in situations like that, you need to make sure you're getting the stops and take your time on offense and handle that pressure. So I think it started on the defensive end first, and I was very, very happy and pleased with how we did play team basketball, man, from guys rotating, obviously Miles in there blocking shots to us finishing and everything with a rebound. And then, yeah, like you said, we did a good job offensively taking our time, giving it to the open guy when we needed to, especially when they pressured and they're taking care of the ball.
Is anybody else going to go, David?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
The key things you guys did, I mean, Gordon Hayward played 10 minutes in the first quarter. I know they got a lot of good players who can score, but it looks like you guys, he got one shot off in the first 10 minutes. He seemed like he couldn't get free from you. What was the idea, the strategy to kind of limit his ability? Because I think he only had one made three-pointer tonight as well.
I mean, all you can do with guys like that is just make it tough for him. Make sure he always feels you. He knows you're there. Doesn't really feel comfortable by himself. And when he shoots the ball contested, see if you can take away some of the things that he wants to get to. But, I mean, it just comes down to team defense again at that point. Coming off pick and rolls, bigs being up, letting them see him. And then as well as, if it's an ISO or anything like that, guys in the gap, he's just seeing the crowd. I just think we did a good job, team-wise against them. But, again, with guys like that, man, you just try to make it hard. And sometimes it works out for you and sometimes it doesn't.
Tony East.
Justin, how impressed were you with Domantas Sabonis's performance tonight, getting a triple-double after, maybe not even playing with this knee injury to come out and play so well?
I mean, impressed. You're saying impressed like he doesn't do this normally. This is what Domas does for us. Impressed isn't the word I would use. Domas comes out and plays that way every night, and it's close to a triple-double probably every night, and that's what he does for our team. And the impressive part about it is how consistent he is doing it. I will say that. And again, we know he's huge for our team. Him being out there tonight obviously was a big deal in helping us get this win, and we need him.
Anything else from anyone for Justin? All right, let's do this again Friday.
All right, you guys. Bye, Chrissy.
Bye.
Hey, Coach, a big first quarter and a big fourth quarter. Can you just speak to your team's ability to start the game strong and then close it out?
Yeah, you could see it tonight there in the first. After that 5-minute mark, 5 minutes went by in the first quarter, and then our guys really started digging in on the defensive end more there, and then that defense creates our offense. We just got so much more active. And then our pace was better on the offensive end, and those things, offense and defense, they're so hand in hand. with that movement. So just like the aggressiveness, the aggressiveness with the team. And then the fourth quarter, just the constant fight, that this team has, just, in and out of the huddles, in and out of the timeouts. They keep coming out of the chairs with a lot of fight in them.
Tony East.
Nate, you've been able to get Goga Batadze in the game both of the last 2 games for some decently significant playing time. What have you liked and not liked that you've seen from him in these last 2 games?
Yeah, I like a lot. Now, there's a lot to like. He hadn't played for such a long time, as he's got in there about 8 to 10 minutes here. Last couple games, he's a rim protector. He's a facilitator. He can play that 5-out position there at the top of the key. I just like the way that he looks bouncy out there to me. If he's not blocking the shot, he's rerouting the shot. And, he's just got to be physical in there and like he's been doing, and continue to rebound the ball. And he's got a lot of skill for a lot.
Brendan Rourke.
Yeah. Hey, Coach. So I know you probably would have liked to keep that large lead after the first quarter, but what kind of happened in those second and third periods that kind of let Charlotte back into it a little bit?
Well, they're a very good team. They are, and it's a game of momentums. And what I told the guy what I told the guys at halftime was, we had our big first quarter, they had a big second quarter, but our string was a little bit longer than theirs. Meaning, like, I don't know, we were up at half 4 or 5, and I said, we don't want to trade like that anymore. We want to run the highs much longer than the lows, and we did a better job of that in the second half. Instead of the trading baskets, or I liked our pace and aggressiveness more there in the third and fourth quarter.
J. Michael, you got anything?
Yeah, sure. Coach, Doug got a lot of easy baskets. It looks like they were trying to top lock and got caught looking in and making those backdoor cuts. You got so many easy baskets on that. Was that something that you anticipated, or that they read themselves, or that you saw from the sideline that you could take advantage of to get him to that season high 28 points a night?
Yeah, his teammates really enjoy playing with him. Doug plays at such great pace. And it's with Domas there at the top. Domas is a passer. He's an excellent passer. And I need to talk about Domas here as well before we close. But the pace, the cuts that Doug makes, just flying around, it frees up others. And tonight, he's been freeing up others. And tonight it was a benefit to him. The guys were looking for him. He was playing with great pace. And I want to mention Domas too. He's took that knee bruise. It's another guy on our team who just doesn't want to sit out games. The toughness that he showed to step foot in that game tonight after taking that knee to knee and getting x-rayed and MRI'd and being listed as day-to-day, he told me he's playing. And the toughness goes a long ways. And him and Doug had a nice little connection out there on a few plays, and as well as others. Malcolm keeps leading this team, and the rest of the guys, the space and cuts, and a number of them just getting to the paint and trying to collapse the defense and make plays for others.
Pat Boylan.
James Borrego before the game said they really wanted to clog up the paint and make it difficult on your bigs. Can you speak to what it means to have a player like Sabonis, who even when a defense tries to focus in on him, he can have 22 points, but also 11 rebounds, 10 assists, and do it coming back from an injury?
Yeah, he's a willing passer. He is. That when the ball is in his hands, he's going to make the right play. If it's not, as you saw tonight, I don't know how many shots he took. He took 10 shots, and had double digits assists. He's going to continuously make the right play. And he did that. And Doug, you mentioned earlier, Doug McDermott's pace and flying around and cuts to the basket, all those things help. And the way that Malcolm and TJ push the ball down the floor, the way that Justin and Jeremy and the rest of the wings are running, all those things are a good combination. But yeah, Domas has a lot of toughness. Said he wanted to play tonight, and he was out there and did that.
Okay, anything else for Nate? All right, thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Malcolm, a big first quarter and then a strong fourth quarter. What was the key to both starting this game and closing it effectively?
Getting stops and running. I thought we were able to start the game off and get stops, especially after the first 4 or 5 minutes, we were able to really get stops. And then, to finish the game, we got stops. I think that's the name of the game for us, getting stops and running.
J. Michael?
Yeah, Malcolm, how comfortable are you playing off of T.J. McConnell? Second and fourth quarter allows you to spot up and do some things, and he does a lot of the ball handling and cutting through that defense. How does that dynamic work for you guys down the street?
I think it's a great dynamic. I'm able to stay in my strong suit. Spotting up is one of my strengths. Catching and going and making decisions is one of my strengths. So me playing off the ball is never a problem. I think it fits both of us well.
Anybody else?
I can.
Yeah, go right ahead. Sure.
It looks like I remember last year. I mean, I know this different. You guys played differently, but you guys had a lot of problems. It seemed then with handling pressure, defenses being up in you and getting in the gaps. And this time, so you guys picked these guys apart with a lot of back cutting, especially from Doug. Is that something that you anticipated and you kind of adjusted to during the game on the fly? Is that or something you came in with a game plan to do that?
No, we adjusted to that on the fly. It actually wasn't something we scouted. I think they wanted to do that once we got rolling. They really picked up their pressure to try to disrupt us. And then it was really coach. He had calls. He was calling back doors. He was, a lot of that stuff is calls he's making on the fly. So that's definitely, I give the nod to coach on the adjustments.
Pat Boylan?
One trend we've seen around the NBA, Malcolm, is these 2-game mini-series are very often split. When you win the first one, what's the mentality you guys have to take them both in Charlotte?
That game doesn't matter. You take the good from it and you learn from the bad, and you up your intensity for the next game. You cannot relax in this league, and you can't relax this season, especially when you're playing a team 2 times in a row.
Anything else for Malcolm?
One other thing, can I ask you, Sabonis comes back and gets a triple-double after having his knee bruised. I guess we've seen this from him plenty of times, but his value to how you guys are able to pull that out, because his pinpoint passing seemed to pick them apart as well.
Yeah, one of the most talented bigs in the league. I think him and Joker are the best passing bigs in the league. He's very versatile. He's an all-star. His game and his performance night in, night out speaks for itself. He's a hell of a player.
All right. Thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you.